EA Sports, and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. From beautiful Pebble Beach, California, it's live second-round coverage of the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Well, let's face it, Mother Nature's just showing off this week. Pebble Beach, one of the crown jewels of American sport in all its glory. As we look at the Friday leaderboard, we've got a tie at the top here at 10 under par. Meanwhile, our featured golfer, no luck to play the weekend, hovering a few shots inside the cut line, entering play. Long drive, but a bad life. Wicked. Second shot coming up. Let's check in for the first time with Notavigay the third.
111 left to the hole. Lie looks hot. Needs to be careful of the ball jumping.
I'm not quite sure that strike, whether they got it all, but the ball's just come up a little shy. Outside chance for a birdie.
This one measures out to 15 feet. Got it there, but not quite on target. Well done. That is in for a par here at the first. And he'll remain 3 shots off the pace. Frank, interestingly, this hole number 2 plays as a par 4 for the U.S. Open. It is a par 5. It's absolutely gettable, and players must take advantage.
Certainly, Rich. Off that back tee, really you've got to grab a driver. I know there's bunkers left and right, but the decision is whether that tee shot finishes in the fairway, because if it does, you're going to have a crack at this par 5 and 2. If it doesn't, then you play the layup. So that ball nestles down in the rough. Just got to weigh a little bit on that tee ball.
170, that's the number, and it's the second shot. That might have been okay if it stayed in that thinner rough, but I think this popped into that deeper area. Let's see if he can knock this in. It's for birdie. Okay, no problems there. Finishing off a birdie at number 2. And fresh off a 65 in round 1, he'll move to 1 under for his round today. Third hole, Frank, this is a fun little par 4. Not too long, but the emphasis here is on putting the ball in the right spot, isn't it?
It certainly is. You have to know how far you carry it, because if you take a line at that sort of third bunker there on the right side, on a direct line at the left edge of that, it's about 250 yards to get to the sort of start of the fairway. From there, you're only have 100 yards in, so just find your point, your aiming point.
We'll remind you that coming up next week, we move from the serenity of the Pacific Ocean here at Pebble Beach to a scene that will be anything but calm. That is the Waste Management Phoenix Open down at TPC Scottsdale. Frank, I always think different venues, sort of different soundtracks. Pebble is crashing waves with Argyle sweaters. The Waste Management Phoenix Open, it's like a nightclub in Prague at about 2 in the morning.
And I've been to Prague too, yeah. Except Prague doesn't have the 700,000 people. It's the greatest gate. Some say the greatest show on grass. It really is. That 16th hole, I'll tell you just one quick little story. Tom Watson, in his heyday with the late Bruce Edwards on the bag, it was the one hole he changed his routine. He would get Bruce to go ahead to the tee, all those people around, and he'd just say, give me the club and hit it. It was the one time he broke tradition. It's absolute frenzy at Scottsdale.
So a slightly elevated green, deep bunkers on both sides. Frank, what's the trick here on the second shot?
Well, if you're going to go sort of right of the flag here, Rich, then you've got to know the carry on those first of the 2 bunkers on the right side. You really don't want to mess with those because they have some deep lips. That's not too bad. Good shot. Inside 20 feet, I would imagine. So a good chance, really. Outside chance for birdie.
Just 5 feet left. Nicely done. It is a par here at the 3rd. And he's going to stay 2 back. Frank, this is where it becomes really obvious where you are. You're at Pebble Beach. There's the Pacific Ocean, and this begins that magnificent 7-hole stretch right along the ocean. A fun hole, not long, 331 yards up the hill. We're at the 4th.
Yeah, and each one of those 7 holes that you refer to, Rich, there's a common theme, which is don't look right. Because that's pretty much the ocean the whole way around. And this one here, that decision has to be made. 330 to the front of the green. If there's a hint of a breeze, you could try and drive it. Otherwise, really, you've got to worry about that pot bunker. It's between 230 and 250 yards. But as I first said, do not go right.
And that one a little wayward. It bounds off the fairway and right into the thick rough. Look here at birdie.
And this is when you just want to get down to the hole and let it trickle in.
That's in. It is a good par here at number 4. And he's going to remain at 8 under. We arrive now at the 189-yard par 3 called the New Fifth. Despite being redesigned by Jack Nicklaus late last century, safest play here is to the left center of the green. That one safely on the putting surface. Let's bring in Nota Begay III for a look at birdie.
And this is a nice, smooth right to lefter. This is the go zone.
Nah, that's going to miss on the low side. Had to get that ball out a little further right. That one finished off. It is a par here at 5. And he'll remain right where he is. It's a tremendous par 5 here, the 6th hole. Frank, you can plainly see Stillwater Cove on the right. Where do you want to put this tee shot?
When you look at that tee that you're on for a start, Rich, you're 20 yards above. So whatever you hit's going to go at least 20 yards further. So I look at that first bunker, 270, really only playing 250 yards, and then the fairway sloping towards the right. So even a 3-wood for some of the longer players, just something that hits around there, could even be a long iron, it's going to scoot forward. If you get 270 yards out of your tee shot, I mean, you can still reach this par 5 and 2.
there. Good balance, good follow through, and a good start to this hole. Walking the course today, let's bring in Nota Begay III.
Wonderful tee shot here. Biggest challenge is you cannot see the pin sitting on the green. Gonna have to pick out a point along the edge of the cliffs to get the ball on line.
Got every bit of that through all the way there and got it to stop. Home in 2 on the par 5. This one just about straight at it for eagle. A 6-footer now for birdie. Okay, nicely played. That's in for birdie here at 6. And he's got it to 2 under for the round, 9 under now for the tournament. Tee at number 7, and Frank, this is the shortest hole in championship golf. It is also one of the most beautiful holes in championship golf.
Yeah, it certainly is, and people assume that short is easy, but just look how small that target is.
This game, making it look easy. Well, that's what taking dead aim will do for you. Just a kick-in birdie here at the par 3. We head now to the 416-yard 8th hole, one of the premier par 4s in golf. Fairway wood or long iron off the tee, giving way to a long approach over the cliffs and a yawning chasm below. from the fairway. Let's go to Noda.
Aggressive off the tee, ball lucky not to run out of fairway and into the ocean, but now sitting in an ideal spot with access to the green.
Maybe a little too pumped up there. That just flew past the flag, but still an outside chance for a birdie.
Noted this for birdie.
And players have an option to take less break by increasing the speed here.
Yeah, not quite enough pace, but that's pretty good. Okay, that in for par here at the 8th. And he'll stay a couple of shots off the lead.
Frank, you might be tempted to just stare off at the Pacific Ocean. It's right there. But you'd also better have your focus on what is one of the more challenging par 4s in the game.
Yeah, this stretch, 8, 9, 10, demands just not just concentration, but really great shots. The tee shot here has to be struck absolutely flush down that left side. And the reason why, if you look closely, is this fairway, just everything moves to the right. So if you sort of pitch it in the middle of the fairway or the right-hand side of the fairway, it's going to go on the rough and leave you a really difficult second shot. So a great drive here is rewarded.
This one starting a little left off the tee.
Too strong for this hole, eh? Ran out of fairway and into the rough. Big hit, though.
Oh, and a bit of good fortune there. That would have been much tougher if it had stayed in that rough. Instead, it works free and onto the fringe. Okay, that's in for his par here at the 9th. And that is going to finish off a 3-under front side as they go out in 32.
Start of the inward half and another big and bold par 4, Frank, with the ocean yet again running the entire length of that right side.
Yeah, you call it the ocean, I call it the world's largest water hazard. But look again on the other side of the fairway and you'll see those 3 bunkers. Needless to say, they have to be avoided. But you do actually have to hit your tee shot just inside those because, once again, you've got a fairway that tilts left to right.
Looking for a strong finishing kick here on this Friday to get set up for the weekend, and that another good drive here. We know he can move it. That ball was absolutely bombed. Now comes the touch shot, 83, 84 yards. See if he can play that 2-check skipper and get it to stop.
It might have been perhaps a little conservative, but right in the heart of the green.
Now this for birdie at 10.
Well, and he's had great conversion on putts like this. Even when he's not close to the hole, he's left himself with very makeable opportunities.
Not to be a little short, but a good effort there. So that in for par to start this backside. And he's going to remain at 10 under.
Well, this is where Pebble Beach changes significantly. We're going away from the Pacific Ocean now, up the hill toward the forest. Frank, what do you think of the 11th hole?
Well, it's tricky, Rich. Number one, because it's blind, as you've detailed, but uphill and it's sea level, so that tee shot's not going to go that far. There is a run out down that left side, just inside the tree line there. That's about 308 yards, but you're not going to go that far. So really, you have to respect this hole. Just hit a fairway fine.
Looking for a strong finishing kick here on this Friday to get set up for the weekend, and that another good drive here.
Second shot now to this 11th hole, Frank. It's a short one, but it's also uphill. So what's the key here?
Well, because it's uphill and that green tilts back at you so much, you can't afford to hit a shot that spins too much, and you cannot afford to be short. Now, just remember, these greens are small. This one is only 24 yards deep, so anything in the middle of the green, and you can't really have a putt more than 20 feet. So that's the target.
And that's going to leave some work, but it'll end up okay. 15 feet away. Pretty good read there. Definitely good speed, and it just skips a foot or so by. So that brushed in for par here at 11. And he'll stay right where he is. And now we arrive at the 202-yard par 3 12. Best to work the ball right to left, landing as softly as possible on one of the firmest greens at Pebble Beach. Oh, the hands came through beautifully there. Good thump of the sand and a good chance to save par. That one safely in. It's a par here at 12. And he'll remain right where he is.
Frank, the 13th hole doesn't get as much fanfare as some of the more picturesque par 4s here at Pebble Beach. Just curious, what do you think of this 13th hole?
I think it's a good hole, Rich, because it rewards you. You can certainly make three here. I remember when Tony Jacklin actually made an eagle here, but it's very easy to mess up, purely because they added those three bunkers in on the right side that start at 260 yards and finish at just over 290 yards. What that has done to this hole is actually shrunk the fairway to just 35 yards wide.
Looking for a strong finishing kick here on this Friday to get set up for the weekend, and that another good drive here. From the fairway Nota, this his second.
115 yards left, pin in the right front.
Good shot again there. Well thought out. Landing the ball short, letting the ball run onto the green. And inside, I'd call that a birdie putt. So that's birdie range.
good speed there. That'll leave just a couple of feet. Okay, safely in for par here at 13. And he'll stay right where he is.
Frank, the 14th hole, par 5, it is one of the most difficult par 5s in championship golf, isn't it?
It certainly is, Rich. Not just because of the length of the hole, 570 plus yards, but reachable only really by the longest hitters in the right conditions. But it's the third shot. I've got to rank the third shot as probably the hardest short wedge shot, right up there with the 15th hole at Augusta. Impressive to get the power on that second shot into the par 5 and comfortably get it up here by the green. I know it's in that greenside bunker, but that is very doable.
Okay, a good out, and that's what will remain for birdie. That's how you play this 14th hole. That's in for birdie. And he'll get it now to 4 under par, just 2 shots off the lead.
Here at the 15th, a good drive, Frank, would be right down the middle. A bad drive would be on 17-mile drive. As scenic as it is, it's not where you want to be, is it? It's out of bounds.
Well, you can't afford to go right. You can't afford to pay for that real estate on the right either. So, yeah, anything down there. And fortunately, it's a downhill tee shot. I know there's sort of 4 bunkers really down the left side, but really it's the pot bunker that has to be avoided.
Looking for a strong finishing kick here on this Friday to get set up for the weekend, and that another good drive here. So not a whole lot left to go here as he'll set up his second for this par 4. That's good technique, and that is right around 5 feet. Not too bad. A dead-on look here for birdie. On point late here in the round. Birdie's at 14 and 15, and he'll move to within a shot of the lead at 5 under par. Now the heart begins to race a little bit because you know you're playing one of the greatest finishing stretches in the entire sport of golf. Starting with a 16th, it's only 400 yards. If you can carry that island bunker, you can jumpstart your run to the house with a birdie 3. Second shot straight ahead, and we go to Iona Stephen.
We're looking at 126 yards to get you to the front of this green, but it's 138 yards you'll need to get all the way to the hole. Wind into the face, so you'll definitely need to account for that.
That's a disappointment right there, Frank.
Yeah, green light special, really. Come up considerably short.
Yeah, putting was the right decision there. They say that usually your worst putt beats your best chip, right? So when in doubt, call on that Texas wedge. Okay, didn't want to let that one get away. It is a par here at 16. And he'll remain at -12.
17th hole here at Pebble Beach, all about history and all about beauty. Frank, what's the best way to make that 3 and get onto that 18th tee?
Well, first of all, it depends where the flag is cut, on the right side or the left side, because really this screen is like a figure 8 on a 45-degree angle. On the left side, it's a much longer carry, and you've got to really hit your tee shot properly to make the ball carry that bunker and stop in time. On the right side, you can see, you go with a shorter club and the target is bigger.
Nah, you figure that was left all the way. He'll wind up in the rough. He's been good all day around the greens. This is second.
I think he'll be fairly pleased with that, Frank. What do you think?
I certainly do. It was so good.
No problems there. That's a par here at 17. And he's going to remain one shot off the pace.
Frank, you don't need to say a whole lot. AT&T, Pebble Beach.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful finishing hole, Rich. Two of my favorites really are this hole here, just looking at that tee shot, and the 18th at St. Andrews because of exactly where you are. But, you know, this hole, when you look at the water there, Stillwater Cove, it's so beautifully framed by the bunkers. And then when you start to look at the tee shot, you start to notice what the designer's done, just leaving the tree there in the middle of the fairway. So the decisions, do I play short, left, or right? And it's not the only tree on the hole, too, because that upcoming second shot, you have another tree short right to contend with. But if there's ever a hole you want a birdie to finish, this is the one.
It's going to be up the left-hand side. Looking for a strong finishing kick here on this Friday to get set up for the weekend, and that another good drive here. Well within range from here. A second now to the par 5.
Two solid shots, gets close to this par 5 green in 2. I know the ball's in the rough, but it's not too bad. With a good short game, perhaps birdie.
Chance now for another birdie. Yeah, it's a birdie at the last. And this is a second straight super round. This one, a 66. So an action-packed first 2 rounds and a packed leaderboard as well, with our featured golfer in a share of the lead after day 2.
So we can't separate them at this stage, but somebody, and I guarantee you somebody will play lights out in the weekend, and that will be the difference.
So for Frank Nobilo, Nota Begay III, and Iona Stephen, I'm Rich Lerner. We'll see you next time on EA Sports